You'll never guess where I am. Well, you will, because I'll probably show you. But I've come to my favourite place when it comes to purchasing model railway items. Tony's Trains of Rugby. He's got a loco for me that I've been looking forward to since I first heard its paint scheme option was being done. So I think that got released information wise when I was getting back into the hobby again a bit and to do TET. So yeah, really pleased that I'm going to be here to go in and enjoy that. Some building work being done. So yeah, anyway, let's go see Tony. Being that it's the day after Boxing Day, I'm pretty sure Tony's going to have a few people visiting. So on some slightly different hours today, like 10 till 4. So I'm very lucky I can come here to get them. But he's got some people in at the moment, so I'm not going to bother him with the camera. I'm back at home, but it's not the same day. It's the day after. I got home and I was working on some other projects, which I'm going to actually share with you at a later date. I've been working on, but don't tell anyone, the plank wagons. And I've done some things that I'm kind of really excited about. So what did I purchase? Well, something that I've been waiting for since I got into the hobby again, as I said about before. And that's in this box. Firstly, before I even show you that, I've got myself this controller. I picked it up at the Kettering Model Railway show back in September. Finally got it connected to the layout, which is great. And everything's running that little bit smoother because it doesn't appear to have that pulsing compensation that goes on for like locos that don't work so well. As these locos are a bit more efficient, it runs that little bit nicer. Right, let's have a look at what I've got. So inside here, I have a box with a class 37 in. It's one with a Scotty dog on the side, and I'm super pleased that I finally got this. And I've seen quite a few of you online have one already, and I haven't seen anything negative about it, which is great. When I say negative, is like any issues that people have, but I feel like this is going to be a lovely loco to run. I'll pop these here. We'll get it out and pop it on the layouts. Hey, buddy. What you doing? You ignoring me? He's like, no. I just listen to what I need to listen to. Here we have the loco. If you don't know what this is, it's a class 37. They called them, did they call them tractors, I believe? Because when they went, they kind of sounded like a tractor. Is that right? It comes with like all these extra little bits, so you can put on various pipes and things. These look very fiddly, so I'm not going to do that right now. You even got some nice little nameplates, so it's kind of great. They've included all the extra for the... I feel like you're not going to get that. There we go. It's called Lock Rannoch. So this has got painted on names, whereas you can, you know, stick one on, obviously, and it's nice and shiny. Some maybe it's made out of brass, you know, who knows. Then you've got the snow plows, or bits that clear, not that it snows very often in England, but I guess that helps clear things on the line. But I think they look super cool, so I fitted mine straight away. And it fits in where the coupling goes in, so I just took that one off straight away. I don't know what this is for. Maybe this is for helping get something out. Maybe something on the inside, maybe. But I'm not going to be messing with that. I'll pop this back away. I'm going to pop this one on the track. So let's drop this in place. I haven't done any running with this yet, so of course it's going to need to run in. Got shaky hands as I put it down. Okay. It does look nice, doesn't it? That really pretty loco. Obviously it's a diesel unit. Obviously you'll never replace steam, but you know, it looks gorgeous. Be nice to get maybe another one of these. God, look at that. And this is DC. Like, how nice is that for running? baby sleigh. That's brilliant. I think that's coupled. This is becoming my favourite logo already. So off we go. We do a bit of running in with it, putting some logos. So bob up, little noise for it, blow from the whistle, all that kind of thing. Get the power going really gently. There she is. Bit of a buzz from this controller. But, oh, we've got lights on the front as well, look at that. Must have been directional, so the other side must have had the lights on. That's fantastic. Off it goes. Goes over the point, no problem. I guess if this did have a sound unit in it, it would be making a fantastic noise. But there are red lights on the back of the loco. Let's turn the speed up a bit. Oh, it's derailed. 1 second. I think it got knocked when I was basically switching between the views. I try and make this more interesting for people, you see, by switching the views around. But it's such a lovely logo. And now I've got another derailment for my Great Western wagon. I feel like I need to put a bit more weight in these wagons. Well, put some weight in. I haven't put any in already. Right, let's keep going. Lots of learning. Come around here. There it is. Oh, I've derailed again. What's going on here? There must be something on the track or something. Unless I didn't put it on well together, well, at the beginning. Yeah, the track's looking alright. I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's keep going. Oh, my Great Western wagon's derailed as well. I'm going to disconnect that one and we'll keep going. Right, that's disconnected. I actually did one of my first successful decouplings with a pair of tweezers. Right, let's see what's going on. Oh, lots of derailments. So I've taken those two off. I think I know what the issue is. It's either I need a lot more weight on the locos or my radiuses are too tight. Because it looks like on the 37 there's not a great amount of movement from the coupling. Now, have any of you had this problem? I've not had it yet from anything. See if it happens. It's the tightest point in the curve and it slows itself down. I think that's just like I need to get a dropper in there to get the power up. I think we'll be okay with this. Yeah, I think I need to get some power points into the tractor to boost its power to those areas. It's the first time I've had such a big loco on my layout. Come around here. So this is a Coco unit. Which means it's got a group of 3 axles and another group of 3 axles, or 6 wheels and 6 wheels that pivot around a central point on a what they call a bogey mechanism. So I'm noticing some derailing here at the moment again. So if I pause this and I'll bring my camera down, I think it's my sharp radiuses. But if you look here, oh, that's it, the camera quality wasn't very good just then. It's kicking it off. Why is that? Is that purely my radiuses? I'm going to make sure everything's sat together well on the layout. So this is my radius. and make sure everything's slotted together properly. And this one inside here should be it as well, which it is. Okay. Slot these things back together. And then here, make sure that's okay. Make sure this is all. Don't know what's doing it. Because this is the tightest one. This is the radius, the first, for the smallest one that you get in the box set. And you have the big ones there. I wonder if they say that you shouldn't have first radius. It might have to change how my layout is a bit if I can't have it on that. Let's try it again now I've messed around with it. Is that my point? Just make sure these are together properly. And let's try this again. So I'll fix this one, get it back on, and we'll have another go. So I wonder when it comes off. Ooh, let's pull that one apart. Knocked everything around a little bit. Yeah, the wheels already come off. And that's why it goes slow, because the wheels come off. But the back one stays alright. Because that leading wheel doesn't have like the weight on it to then put itself around. I wonder if it would go better the other way around. Maybe it's a bogey thing. See, on the second radius, it appears alright. What we could do, yeah, is we're going to flip it round. So I really want this to be successful, and it'd be a shame to have to go up to the next size radius. So I've now flipped it round. I've had a little look at the bogies, and they arguably don't rotate around as far as I think they need. When you put the loco just on the tight radius, it struggles to have the movement in the bogies to do the work. Yeah, so it's come off again. That's a shame. It's a real shame. It will still run round, and when it goes over the point, it actually kicks itself back in. Yeah, and I think that's why the wagons came off before, because the bogies, I don't know, maybe it wasn't that. Who knows? See, that's it off again there. That's a real shame. Okay, well, I absolutely love this loco. It looks like I need to have larger radius on my layout. You know, aside from that, everything's gorgeous about it. Like super fine detail all over it. I've got little bits that I can attach to it. So super happy I have it. It's just my tight radius. I need to consider what am I going to do for that. I'll have to get the track back out and see if I can go a bit bigger on the radius. I have now modified the layout. So I had second radius curve going that way, and I have, I believe, I swear that's second as well, but fine. But now I've got third coming round to here. I've had to adjust this, so I'll have to make a new section to go there, and maybe I'll leave the T-junction alone and then add a small piece there. I also need to make, as part of the plan, you know, a tunnel entrance over there. Put an old building that I got, it's a resin cast one, so it's kind of, I don't know if it's in fitting with my layout, but I thought it could be an old Norman type one that was built up, I don't know, you know, in the UK, and it's our historical site. But anyway, I dumped it there just because it's something in the corner. Put a bit of track in. I had some short pieces and everything, so I managed to make it all work with set track. And on the end down here, I've clamped on a little support for the track here, which hopefully should work. So let's see if this works finally. Oh wait. Because I don't want to have a fourth radius layout. So hopefully this doesn't fall off the side now. That would be an absolute drama. So the wheels are still on. So that's good. We've got a bit more curvature in the track now there. I don't know if that makes it terrible, but we are where we are. And is it coming off on this track? I don't think so. No, it's all good now. So the layout has changed slightly, which actually gives me some things to do. Not that I was bored, I've got plenty going on. I've actually spaced this up to imagine how it would be with that little cottage. You know, from down here, it'll be up high. I'm going to have some other buildings up here as well, like I talked about before. And then there's my 37 going round. Very happily now. I'm just going to spend some time letting this just run and run and run. And no fear about this corner. I'm not going to do it all the time. What I'm going to have to do is extend my layout out. Probably use the laser cutter to make a section that comes out. And we can glue a couple of pieces across here until it's the right size. Yeah, it's a real shame I've had to increase the size because I don't want to have to move this point because that's how all of that's working from there. But anyway, let me know if you found the same issue. I'm really pleased that I found the solution. It's just the radius. I'm pretty sure they probably told me on the website that this is a radius 3 only. Does that make you nervous? It makes me nervous. A radius 3 loco maybe, but the radius 2 it's not happy with. So yeah, let me know if you've had the same issues. And yeah, I'll see you on the next episode, which might have something also interesting to show you, which I'm hoping all of them are. So anyone that's been subscribing, commenting, liking, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've been loving doing this series. This is a world of TT. Anyway, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.